Hello everyone. Our presentation is on image classification with transfer learning and fast AI. In this presentation, we are going to show how transfer learning with the help of deep learning library fast AI can be used to solve image classification problems with very less amount of data. Today, deep learning has become very popular, and a lot of organizations, businesses, and research institutions are using it to solve many complex problems. From diagnosing diseases to speech recognition, image classifications, advertising. So, its applications are across many domains. So, how deep learning functions is that it uses large neural networks which is inspired from the structure and function of the human brain. And the computer uses this neural networks and the data, large amounts of label data, to learn on its own to solve problems without explicitly being told to. In deep learning, there are many types of learning problems. The main three learning problems are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. In order to solve a deep learning problem, the most common approach is the supervised approach. For example, if we are trying to perform a task A, we would require large amounts of label data to train the model. An example would be if we are trying to figure out if the person has COVID or not based on the chest x-rays, we would require hundreds and thousands of chest x-ray images to train the model. Okay, so now we have trained the model and we are able to perform task A. Now, if we want to perform a similar task B, to diagnose another disease with the help of x-rays, we would again require large amounts of x-ray images. So the problem with the traditional approach is that we would require large amounts of label data, which is not always readily available. And the other significant problem is that it takes so many days to train and would require large amount of GPU processing power. So this is where the transfer learning comes in. So with the help of transfer learning, if we have already trained task A on large amounts of labeled data, we can use the knowledge gained from that model to perform task B with less amounts of data. So this also significantly reduces the GPU computation power required. Transfer learning has been around for a few decades, but surprisingly, it has received less interest compared to other areas of machine learning, such as unsupervised and reinforcement learning. Dr. Andrew Ng, a renowned computer scientist and also considered to be a pioneer in the field of AI, believes that apart from supervised learning, transfer learning will be the driver of commercial success for machine learning in the coming years. Transfer learning is being used in many domains. For example, it is being used for NLP related tasks. There has been recently an interesting research in this area known as zero-shot translation by Melvin Johnson et al. It uses a single neural machine translation model to translate between multiple languages, and it has achieved state-of-the-art results. This is a great improvement since we don't need multiple models to translate multiple languages. The other interesting area it is being utilized is for simulation learning. For example, to train robots, the model is first trained in simulation and the knowledge is transferred to the real-world robot. This is because training robots can be slow and expensive to train. This is also similar in the case of self-driving technology, where the model is developed using simulation training and then transferred to the car. We have briefly seen how transfer learning works. Now to demonstrate this, we have built an image classifier which classifies three different kinds of birds. One is yellow-rumped warbler, the northern cardinal, and the blue jay. The transfer learning technique used for building the image classifier was fine-tuning. The first step is that we took a pre-trained model that is trained on ImageNet database. ImageNet database is a benchmark dataset consisting of millions of images. So we used a model ResNet 18 that was pre-trained on this database. In the next step, we took the model and replaced the last layer, which is the output layer, with our bird dataset. And then we used a process known as freezing, where the layers that have come from the pre-trained model are frozen. This means that the frozen layer weights will not be updated when the model is trained. Only the modified layer, which we have replaced, is updated during the training. So in the final step, we continue to train till the model achieves the lowest error rate without overfitting to the data. To develop the image classifier, we have used Paperspace Cloud Service Provider. It provides GPU to train the model. It also comes with Jupyter Notebook development environment for developing ML applications. To implement the model, we have used FastAI. FastAI is a deep learning library that runs on top of PyTorch. It allows for easy and effective implementation of deep learning models. For classifying the three types of birds, images of the three birds were needed. We have used an image scraping library to scrape 150 images per bird type from the DuckDuckGo search engine. To create a model for our problem, we began by using FastAI to create a data block. A data block is a method to feed data into our model for training. So here we are specifying where to find the data and how to split the data and so on. After creating a data block, we create a data loader. A data loader is used to grab a bunch of images in a batch for faster GPU processing. The next step after model creation is data transformation. Since the images were randomly downloaded from the internet, this can cause the images to be of random shape and size, resulting in bias of the model. Therefore, these images need to be transformed. There are many image transformation techniques such as squishing, stretching, and padding. They all result in some kind of information loss. It really depends on the problem that we are trying to solve, on what method to use. In this case, it was seen that random resize crop method gave the best performance. After transforming the data, now we began to train the model. For this, a convolution neural network with ResNet 18 architecture is loaded. The metrics used in this case is error rate. Then the model is fine-tuned for 4 epochs. The results showed that after training for just 3 epochs, the error rate was down to around 7% from the initial 17%. The model gave 7% error rate, but we can further try to improve the performance of the model by cleaning the data. By using FastAI, we can check the top 5 images the model is having difficulty in predicting. We can see from the top 5 losses that the second image is not a good fit in our data. With the help of FastAI Image Cleaner, the images that do not fit the data are cleaned. After cleaning the dataset, the model again was retrained for 2 epochs. We find that the error rate was reduced to 5.7%. By visualizing the results with confusion matrix, we can see that the model did very well overall. It perfectly classified all the northern cardinals, but it misclassified 4 warblers and 1 blue jay. Since we are happy with our results, the model was then exported and an image classifier GUI was built to test with random bird images with the classifier. In this example, we can see that the model was perfectly able to classify the warbler image downloaded from Google with 99.3% probability. To conclude, there are 3 main takeaways from the results that we have seen. By utilizing transfer learning, we don't need to have a large amount of label data. We can train the model quickly. The bird classifier we have built just took less than a minute to train. And that fast AI is very simple and effective in implementing state-of-the-art models. Thank you.